Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis. So I'm trying to continue here, although I'm starting to mess up more and more. Again, I lost another video before the last video that I uploaded. So technically I lost video number 30, although I have now uploaded the next video as number 30. And yeah, that was the one, but there was a lot of uprising going on. There was the Iberian revolt, and there was the Huguenots. So there was a lot of trouble in France, Spain. In the end, it wasn't that bad for the powers. They managed to control that after a couple of actions. So it wasn't too exciting what was going on, but you know, it would have been an interesting part for the historical narrative, I guess. But okay, so we go into the second round of the Third Age, and the Poles have the first action. Let's take a quick look here. What we got here, we got some ugly shit going on here. The witch trials, the volatile cost fluctuations, both really nasty cards. That one, for example, that really sucks. Might continue grabbing that. Maybe I'm going to take that immediately. Because, first of all, it gives me a military cube. It also gives me an unrest. But then pick an area, yeah, with a town that is either a Catholic adjacent to a Protestant area or vice versa. Yeah. This sounds like an interesting card. You get 2 cubes for it, and this card gets out of the way. So do I want to take that? I'm really thinking about it. Another really ugly card is this volatile cost fluctuations. All players must pay a ducat equal to half of their tax income plus a ducat for each deployed exhausted land unit and 2 for every loan. And this is just horrible. And every gold province they own. Man, I mean, this is insane. You could choose to lose stability and then only pay half of it, but that's a massive blow for many players, and it cripples everyone. You know, there are not a lot of units on the board right now, so players wanted to recruit. They wanted to do some yes, they wanted to do some military adventures and stuff, but with this thing, this card, I mean, that's just terrible. That's a terrible card. You know, if we will play just with human players, we might even come to an agreement not to take that card or something. But the problem is, because we're playing with bots, if a card shows up that early, you can pretty much be sure that someone will take it at some point. So I might as well take it right away. Then it's out of the way. I don't have to pay for my units and crap. So yeah, that's just shocking. I mean, this is terrible. I don't know. I guess I might as well take that card right now. It's such a pain, but if I don't do it, You know, my plan was to hire units to fight the rebels here, then move toward Estonia and Lithuania, try to get something going there. But this is all getting much more expensive if I... So what am I going to do here? I don't have a lot of cash. Man, this is terrible. This is... Oh man, this is a disaster. Fuck. I basically lose a whole turn, and a lot of players will lose a lot because of this single card. This is a terrible card. It's so bad. I really would love to remove that card from play because it fucks up everybody so hard that they simply cannot do anything, which is just such a bummer. But okay, let's. I guess I'm gonna take it now. I'm gonna take that card and then get a live with it. All players must pay ducats equal to half of their tax income, plus a ducat for each deployed exhausted land unit. Oh, exhausted. Are you kidding me? Okay, so that means for these guys. Oh man, this is terrible. And 2 for every loan they have and gold province they own. Before paying, they must choose to either debase the currency, lose 1 stability and pay only half the cost above, or pay in full to gain 1 stability. Okay. So I'm definitely gonna lose a stability, there's no question here. And then, let's see. So I have a total tax income that's 29, 35. Then I got, okay, let's see, that's 35. So let's half that. That means that's 18, because you always round up. So that would be 18. Then it says plus 1 ducat for each deployed land unit. So that's 22. Because these guys are exhausted. And another 2. So that's 24 bucks that I gotta pay. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, I can have that. That's still 12 bucks. And that's it. I mean, I'm basically out of the game now for this turn. I don't have an army. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I cannot even trade in a reasonable way. This is dumb. Okay, I mean, I could, of course, take a couple of loans, but I don't know. I don't see that happening. This is dumb. It really is. It costs us a turn of the game, and you know, it's just bullshit. Okay, so the Turks will do the same. They lose here, and they got 27, 33. Then they got 5 over here. So that, wait a minute, 33. That would be 17. Then 1, so 5. That's 22. They got 3 loans. So that means another 6. So they got to spend 28. Are you kidding me? Is that really 28? No, they got to spend half of that, right? Yeah, okay, so it's 14. So actually, I don't know, maybe they actually can do something. Okay, let's see. And we got to spend another 1 for these 2 units over there, but we can half that, so I guess it's just 1 buck. Okay, so I hope I did get that right. And then it's the French. Now they have 22. Yeah, that's 22 and 16. So that's 38, 40, That means 20. Then they got, that's 3 and 5, 8. So that's 28. And they got no loans. So that means they got to spend 14 bucks. Okay. Yeah, this is such a dumb card. You know, I'm really... Yeah, this is just stupid. Okay. Over here, nothing. Oh, actually, that's not true. They will lose also. I think they take 2 unrest or something like that. I think the bots, it was something like they take 2 unrest. Let's see. Where was that? Was it here? No, 1 unrest, which is ridiculous. I mean, this is nothing compared to the troubles that the players have. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take simply... Is that a core province now? No, it isn't. I'm going to take one here. And the English, well, they also give away 1 here. I think actually, they haven't lost stability. So they also will, that means it's 12, 20, 22. Then we got 6, so that's 28. No, wait a second, it's 11. It's only half of that. 6 makes 17. And we got a loan, so that's 19. I mean, okay, they only have to spend 10 bucks, which is all they have. Great. It's really tough for me to take this card, you know. I'm really thinking this is actually a card that is just garbage. I don't know. It's very hard for me. I really would like to not to take this card out of the deck, because it's just, we lose a turn. That's it. That's what happens. And this is not, you know, I mean, you nearly could draw a card that says, okay, skip this turn. And we just do, I mean, okay, we have to go through all this shit, but the players can't do anything anymore. I mean, there's no military operations possible during this turn anymore. And that applies basically to everyone except for the bots. I don't know. I mean, this is really... I don't really like that at all. I think that's a very dumb card. Man, I'm really tempted to remove this from the game. This is so painful, you know. I mean, we would have seen an interesting turn. And this is just not happening. Nothing. Because of this one single card, which destroys everything. And you know, I'm really tempted to take that out of the deck. I don't know. I actually did that. I removed the card from the scenario. I think it's a stupid card. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's super frustrating, and it basically says you, okay, you lose 90% of the resources that you need to hire armies and do stuff. So technically you can't do anything. And okay, you can still do administrative and diplomatic things, but yeah, I don't see the point of that card. And especially if you play with bots, it's ridiculous. A bot takes one unrest, which is nothing. You know, I mean, one unrest, especially for a bot, is absolutely nothing. And yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. And the other players just basically lose, I don't know, 80% of their income. Now imagine that card in a turn when a power struggle is triggered. It's pointless. You know, you plan ahead for that thing, for that power struggle to come. You want to do some kind of military operations, and then the card says you basically, okay, you're fucked. Bad luck for you. Yeah, just, yeah, it didn't work out. I mean, that can easily destroy a game completely. And these power struggles can be critical. We've seen that with, for the Austrians, for example. And if they draw this card, yeah, it's just over for them. And another thing is, if this card shows up at the end of a turn, you could easily end up in bankruptcy and lose a ton of stuff. And, you know, and it's very hard to recover from that. So, no. This is garbage, and this is a card. I think that card can break the game, and I'm not going to use it. But that's okay. That's why we have these generic cards. You know, it's easy. You can simply switch in. I got a random card here. This is the global trait that I'm going to play instead. I don't know if I'm going to play it, but I placed it here now. So this is the card we have instead. And all players with towns or ships on 2 or more distant continents may either gain a third merchant or develop a small town into a large town for free. Growth of cities. You may develop a coastal or small town into a large town for free, or growth of commerce. Expand any maritime trade node for free. Now that's something. That's much better. So let's see. Do the Poles want to go with the witch trials now? This is what I was thinking about in the first place. And it's tempting. I have this area here, Bohemia, Wielkopolska, also here Royal Hungary. It's really tricky there, and it's not unlikely that we get struck by the witch trials if we don't pick that card ourselves. So I think this is something I want to do. So I gain a military cube and an unrest. Now, where do I want to take that unrest? Is that my own city? Yeah, let's simply take it here. That's okay. I'm going to simply remove that again with my military cubes. And then, yeah, pick an area, and I got to do that twice with city that is either a Catholic area adjacent to a Protestant area or vice versa, and add unrest to 2 cities or vassals in this area. Players with cities in the targeted areas or areas adjacent to them lose a stability. Holy crap. Players with a tolerance idea may immediately remove all unrest thus gained in this area by placing a diverse faith token in that area. I'm definitely going to pick Sane. So they're going to get 2 unrest. So that's here and here. I might, yeah, I could also pick Burgundy. You know, I think I'm gonna pick Burgundy. Maybe I might even consider both, but first I'm gonna do Burgundy. I think this is more interesting for me. So let's do this, and we can add 2 unrest here. And then the bot loses a stability, which means they simply can, they pick a city. There we go. They take an unrest instead of losing a stability, but the French player loses a stability. That's really bad. And I can do that a second time. I think East Anglia would be also a legal area to pick. Adjacency, it doesn't say adjacent by land. So I guess I can take that. And yeah, so I'm gonna pick East Anglia and flip these two. And then that means that the English loses stability. And that's it. None of them has tolerance. So that simply sucks for them, and that's it basically. Tough card. Really, really brutal card. Okay, and then we got rebellions and the faith, the spread of faith. So now the Poles have to start with their unrest rows. So we start here in Sopron. Oh, that's awesome. That goes away here. Lvov. Awesome. That goes also away. That was a good one for the Poles. Do we have anything else? Anywhere else unrest? I don't think so. Great. Very good for the Poles. Then the Turks. Kosovo. Okay, they lose a unit. Yeah, I guess they're gonna bring this guy over here. And over here, the Hungarian plain. That's $2 for them. And I think this is it. French is in trouble. They have a lot of unrest. Brittany. Okay, there we have a rebellion already. Let's see, this is the core. Yeah, that's a core area, so. Okay. Heretics. Sen, there are two dice here. Okay, that's $4. Okay, what else do we have? Burgundy. Okay, that's a cube and a guy. Okay. I guess we're gonna take one of these. Think that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. Well, I mean, it wasn't great. It was pretty bad, actually. The Spanish. Well, they got to roll 5 dice. Okay, so one is basically repaired, if you want to call it that. I don't know, I might... Yeah, I'm gonna take this one here. I might, on the other... Yeah, let's do this one. And then we lose a cube. And then we got to roll 2 more. Oops. Okay, we got a rebellion. We have that rebellion here in Naples, but we got our army there. So, okay, we simply lose a unit. And that's it. So it goes in here. England is 2 unrest. One of them goes away. Good news. Let's take the capital. Good roll for England. The Austrians only have one, so nothing happens there. And that's it, we're done. And now we gotta spread the faith here. We can see here that Western Europe is mainly Protestant at that point. Of course, England is, Ireland, we have here the whole Flanders and Wallonia area, and also big parts of France are simply Protestant. Brittany, Seine, Aquitaine. So that's not good for France, obviously. On the other hand, most parts of Central Europe and Eastern Europe are actually by now counter-reformed. So yeah, all Eastern Europe. Then we have also here Bohemia now, Austria, these areas down here, Dalmatia, Bosnia. The only one is Venetia, which is Protestant. And then we got here Bavaria, Swabia, Switzerland, and here Lower Saxony. These are Protestant, but you can see here that we got this whole eastern part here, which is now more or less counter-reformed. And of course in the south, Spain and Italy are also counter-reform. But there is the threat here that it comes from France. So Spain might get into trouble here. What the next card is. It is the English Civil War. Rule without parliament. England scores 2 points, must exhaust 4 rebels, 4 manpower, and gains 1 military in each area adjacent to the North Sea trade hub. Distribute 1 unrest. Okay. That's odd. So I assume this is okay. These areas there, that's not good at all. Distribute 2 more unrest and 7 troops among up to 2 affected areas. You gain 2 military. Now that's horrible. Or yield to Parliament. England loses 2 prestige points, 2 admin and 3 military, and must disband 4 units. Ha! You gain 1 diplomacy. Okay, this is just a terrible card. It comes with a terrible leader. Yeah, I mean, this is horrible. I'm still thinking about this volatile cost fluctuation cards. I don't have a good feeling removing it from the game, and maybe I really consider putting it back in because it feels like cheating and I don't like doing that. But I think the reason why I actually really want to remove it is because of the bots. I think it just doesn't work with the bots. The fact that the bots take 1 unrest and that's it is just not, that's completely unbalanced. Because the bots, they can do still pretty much everything. They can hire incredible amounts of units. They can do their military operations. There's basically no restrictions for the bots during this card, while all the other players, you know, especially in that situation here where they don't have an army or a very small one, basically can't do anything. Now you could argue, okay, maybe they should have planned for that and hired an army up front or something like that, but then they cannot afford to pay the cost. So I don't think this works, to be I really don't know. I mean, you could argue, okay, the players who already have an army, they are doing okay. I mean, to a certain extent at least, they are doing definitely better because they can use that army. But the thing is that the bots don't get any recruitment penalties. And that should not be the case. Because that card basically tells you that players are extremely limited when it comes to recruiting this turn. And that is something that does not apply for the bots. And I think that should not be the case here. I'm gonna put it back in. Fuck it. I think it's a terrible card, and I think it will, to a certain point, I don't know, it's a really bad card, but I'm gonna put it back in. I just cannot cheat. I hate it as hell, and although I think it's a real problem, but you could see it as part of the story or whatever, so I'm gonna put it back in. I think the penalties for the bot should be higher though, and maybe there is something. Maybe I should remove a couple of of cubes or something. It really doesn't feel fair that the bot still has that the recruitment is not limited of the bot. You know, we could argue maybe we should remove some of the units at least, or something like that. That would seem fair, so that the ability of the bot, I think that is something I might actually do. Maybe remove half of the bot's unit or something like that. That seems like a fair deal. We'll see. It's the Turks, and yeah, so now that this card is back in play, I think I'm going to play it, because we got to get rid of it. It's something the earlier it comes, the better it is, I think. I mean, I might consider paying back the loans and then just say, okay, but I cannot afford that because I don't know. I mean, I got to do some calculations here. Maybe if I pay back the loans, or one of them, or some, I don't know. It's just ugly. It's just fucking ugly. Okay, I actually played that goddamn card here, and yeah, it obviously had a significant impact. Most players had to pay. I mean, the English had to pay everything. They have no money left. The French have a single buck left. The Turks have, I don't know, something like 7 left. I removed half of the units of the bots because I think there must be a significant impact on their military options. Otherwise, it's just not fair. So the Spanish lost 10 units, but they still have a decent size number of units available. The Austrians are not doing that good. They lost 4, they only have 3 units left, so they're probably not going to do a lot of military adventures here. But I think that's just fine. And the Poles, they still have a bit of cash left, interestingly. They still have 13 bucks. They only have a single loan. I think the reason is because they only have 4 exhausted units, no army. So that wasn't terribly expensive. But of course they made much less income here. So that was a big deal. And of course, France is at -3 stability. England is at -2. Poland is at -2. that card is a disaster. So there we go. And now we come to the French. We have a new card, the Catholic League. Austria, if Catholic, gains 2 alliances with Catholic non-player realms in the Holy Roman Empire. Chastise Protestant electors. The Emperor gains 1 military for every elector area which is Protestant and a claim on one of these areas, or the Edict of Restitution, change a Protestant Holy Roman Holy Roman Empire area to Catholic. And it comes with a lousy king, Ferdinand II. Okay. So, I wonder if the French want to play the exceptional year. I think, I really want to push my stability. I'm in a terrible situation. I wonder if there is a way, maybe there is a card somewhere that, but I don't think so. The central authority could be, I think, helpful, but we don't have it back here. No, there's no way to grab that. So I guess we got to do it the old-fashioned way. So the first one is pretty cheap. We got to spend 2 cubes for that to push it here. Yeah, we got to get a higher stability. So then it's the Spanish bot. And draw a card. Do we? Yeah, we do. That's a card for the bot. No attacks. And he goes for an event. Okay, that's a surprise. So let's see which one he's gonna pick here. That's number 3. Pick the rightmost revealed event. So that is the Catholic League. Maybe actually we could have hoped that the bots don't pick the volatile cost fluctuation. Maybe we could have, but you never know that, and it's a big gamble if you then start building up your armies and then you get fucked. So I think you don't want to do that. Okay, so the Catholic League, Austria, if Catholic, gains 2 alliances with Catholic NPRs. Let's see what the card says about the bots. What the sheet says here. So Austria gained 2 alliances, one with Saxony and another one with Brandenburg. These have the most tax value and are still Catholic. And then, let's see. It is an opponent's event, so resolve option B. Change a Protestant Holy Roman Empire area to Catholic. Yeah. Okay. Protestant Holy Roman Empire. Maybe we take the one with the highest tax value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. I guess I'm gonna go with Bavaria. Yeah. Okay. And then that's a really good event for, I think that's a solid event for Austria. It's a little weird that Spain takes that, but okay. So then we're going to exchange the king here, a new one, pretty bad. And last, has he 10 or more cubes? Yes. And less than 8 large cities? No, I don't think so. So that means that will end the turn. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the next card we see is the Russian imperial expansion. You lose 1 diplomacy and 1 military. Military ambitions add 3 unrest and 9 rebels in an area adjacent by land to either Karelia, Moscow, or Ryazan or Astrakhan. Or diplomatic potency. Remove all cubes and alliances from one area adjacent to the Baltic Sea and one area adjacent to the Black Sea. Okay, that's tough, especially because Poland already took an event. Now, yeah. Interesting. Wow, okay. So now it's England. The question is, do they take the English Civil War? Or do they hope that it doesn't happen? Now, one bot already played the, I don't know, I mean, there's a good chance that this rebel commander will be taken. There's a lot of cash here. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the English. The English have the naval traditions, which is great. But you know, that's more important. I gotta make sure that I bring my stability up. So let's increase that. Oh, look at that. Increased stability actually costs 1 less because of the church attendance duty. That's cool. So that means I basically get 2 cubes back because I paid 1 too much earlier already. So I still got 2 cubes left. That's cool. That's really amazing. Completely forgot about that. So that makes it less painful for me. And then it's the Austrian bot. And that is Papal Curia. So that's 2 bot power. An admin card is discarded. Oh, that's the increased stability card. Ah, that's a good one. That could be interesting for a couple of players, especially for France. Oh, look at that. They also have that church attendance duty. They should also get a cube back. That's cool. I didn't see that. A lot of players actually have that. The Austrian bot is already the uncontested controller on the card. That means he's going to do the second action instead, which is a spy action. So that means he's not at war. So therefore, we got to select an opponent. And we will add 2 unrest to the opponent's cities then. So let's see, selecting an opponent, I think it's 50-50. So the first one is with the highest The highest prestige point. So that's not, that would be me. I'm okay, let's see. We'll roll a die. So, okay, this is the one with the second one. That's the one with the highest tax income. I think this is France. It's 27. Let's see. The player with the highest tax income is Spain. I think they have 42. So I will actually choose them, and I'm gonna make, I'm gonna bring unrest to 2 of their cities. So let's take possibly 2 big ones. We could also choose some non-core cities, which might be even a better choice. Maybe I'm gonna take these 2. On the other hand, the bot is usually picking big ones. So let's take these. This one and I don't know, that one, I guess. Okay, that's it. And that's the end of this action. So yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Yeah. Next player is the Poles, and there's a couple of tough cards. The English Civil War is brutal. The Russian imperial expansion is also really, really bad. So yeah, I don't know what we can expect here. One of them will definitely fall. Okay. So anyway, hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, I realized one thing. I think when the Spanish picked the Catholic League, that was a good event for the Austrians. I think the Spanish shouldn't try to help them as little as possible, and therefore I'm not going to give them the alliance with the most powerful realms, but instead I'm going to give them an alliance with Nuremberg, and I don't know, maybe with was Lower, I think Lower Saxony was Protestant. I'm going to give them, well, I don't know, maybe Frankfurt. That's, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so yeah, see you then.